Howdy everyone, Podger here with an Age of Magic video, and in today's video we're interviewing Anatoly, the community manager for Age of Magic.
Hi, Pulcho.
It is a pleasure to meet you,
Nice
finally.
to meet you too, finally, yeah. So glad you're here, Noct.
Thank you very much for inviting me out to Russia to meet you and your team. It has been something I've wanted to do for a long time, and it's a bit of a dream come true. So Thank you very much, and your office is beautiful, the country is dark. It's very different to Australia. I haven't gone so long without seeing the sun before, so
Like they say from Russia with love.
Russia with love. So I guess you assume that me coming here, I'm going to come with a few questions I would like to ask you.
Of course, your tricky questions. Right?
So I would like to ask you a few questions. I think it would benefit us and the community as well. With some things to come and some insight to what's happening with the game. So if you're more than happy to answer them, we can get into it.
Sounds great. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Cool.
Okay, so my first question is, within Age of Magic, there is a problem with players being able to complete all their tasks quite quickly. Is there any plans to introduce more content into the game that allow players to spend more time in the game?
Yeah. Actually, we are working to balance the time the people will be able to spend in the game, not to make it totally time consuming, like you should be playing 24 hours a day every day. So this is why we are going to do clan wars in such a way so you will be able to take part in rounds where you will be fighting enemies, fighting other clans, fighting for rewards, and you will be able to have some time between rounds, not so time consuming, so you just will be preparing with you, strategizing with your clan, and so on. So this is how we want to manage this, not to just grab all your time.
Yeah, okay. So do you know if there's any plans to add more content for in terms of ways people could probably stream the game or make more videos? Or
I think that again, clan wars should be very streamable.
Yeah.
I can say, because it's all about strategy, how your clan are taking islands, how you're advancing for mana, for rewards, and this is the way. A good way to go to make streams and other content that could be made by players.
good, sounds good.
Cool.
So recently in the game, there's been a lot of new champions and new factions introduced. These champions that are being introduced into the game are far superior in terms of design and the way they work to older characters in the game. Older characters that do have a lot of love. Are there any plans to rebalance older characters or older factions altogether to make them more relevant and stand a chance against what's coming out in the future?
Yes, actually, yes. The thing is, we love our heroes. We love all our heroes, and we see that some of them are really great in arena, in raids and tournaments. Some of them are not so. When we hear players asking us about doing rebalance, we are trying to discuss and find the best way to do it. So we just can't take all the heroes, rebalance them all together, because it could be a mess. And we decided to make it step by step. It's like how we do our changes. For example, I think it could sound like a great news. We actually decided to redesign Suna's abilities.
So we're getting a redesign for Suna.
Yeah,
I think people were expecting it because I guess a lot of the newer players wouldn't know this, but back in the day, Succubus was a bit underwhelming and she did get reworked to be quite a powerful champion. She was very powerful when she was reworked.
Yeah.
She's strong now, but again, she's just fallen off a little bit because of the new champions. I think a lot of people would be happy to see a Suna rework, because I do know that a lot of people do love her, and she is a great looking champion as well. On the topic of reworking champions though, now this is a tricky topic, and I think it would be good to just have an answer on it. What is Playkot's view on nerfing champions?
Actually, nerfing is always painful. People who invested their time, their effort to the heroes, if they see someone is nerfed, it's always painful. So I think we will be more looking like buffing heroes, for example, leadership abilities.
Yeah.
I believe we will introduce more leadership abilities and even for older heroes, so their squads can be more usable in different stage of the game at least. Not that like kobolds will rule in high end. No, but they could become more better in the mid game.
Yeah. So, for example, the dwarves were an example where a leadership ability made them one of the best factions in the game. I think you are right, though. I did do a bit of a survey with the community a while back, and a lot of people were highly against the nerfing of champions, and it was, I guess, the public's opinion that it would be way better to improve older champions. With that, do you think that after a champion is reworked, it could again be reworked later on in the future if it ever came to that?
Yes, we can see what people talk.
Yeah.
We can see how this hero performs, how a lot of people do use them in different game modes, and then we can make our decisions if we want to do another rework or it is good enough, and we can move forward to find out who needs a rework next.
But you are right. I think it does get to a point where every champion, it's impossible to make them all usable. So, yeah. But I think people will be happy with the sooner rework.
Yeah.
All right.
I hope so.
Yeah, well, I hope so as well. Okay. So my next question is: as Age of Magic becomes an older game, I feel new players coming into the game are going to be quite overwhelmed with what's in it, all the content, all the heroes. I find that personally, as a mobile gamer or a gamer in general, I find it hard to play games that have been out for a long time because it feels impossible to catch up to older players or to catch up to a point where I can compete in a lot of the stuff that's in the game. Is there a plan to add some type of catch-up mechanic or some type of mechanic in general that can help new players get a foot in the door for the game and feel like they're not so far behind that they can't catch up?
That's tricky. If we will make it very easy, we can get a feedback from our older players. Like we were working hard for it, and a lot of players just came here, take what they want, and they are in our arena tournament and so on. So we want to do it carefully.
Yeah.
The main idea is to do it carefully. We want our new players to play games, so they will be able to advance with a good speed, and so they will be able to catch high-end content, so they will be able to join great clans and take part in future clan wars. So the first step will be increasing rewards. We decided to increase the rewards in campaign, other game modes. They will be slightly increased, but so it will be great for new players, and it will be just a good addition to older players.
Yeah.
That's
so,
the way.
Is there any idea of when these increased rewards would come into the game?
We want to do it this December. We already announced it in the news on the social media, and we'll see if we'll manage to do it.
Yeah. So when you say increased rewards, what are we talking? Are we getting more silver? That's always good.
Yeah.
Experience potions?
Experience potions and some extra items.
Extra, yeah. What about champion shards? Any chance of getting?
I know you want more champion shards. You already have a lot of champion shards.
I've got all the champion shards.
Okay, I understand. Champion shards are not planned for now, but maybe for future updates we'll see if we can do it.
Okay, no worries. Sounds good.
Cool.
So Age of Magic has seen this change in the way heroes are introduced to the game. They've come into the game mainly through a loot box, and then 2 weeks or so after the loot box, they're released into the game as a farmable unit. These units are released into the game with only one way to obtain these heroes. It's either through the shops, one store, or you can farm it through one node. Can you see any way or possibility in having these champions released into the game with having two methods to be farmed? Because at the moment, I feel like players are getting to a point where they aren't able to keep up as these champions are released into the game. If they do want to farm them, even though they have the opportunity to, they don't really have the opportunity to catch up. And by the time they get to that champion to a playable stage, there are a bunch of new heroes released. So could you see a possibility of these champions being introduced into the game with two methods of being farmed instead of one?
I believe the possibility is always here. We always can do something, but I think we firstly should investigate how it really works in the game. Players' feedback is always will be appreciated. So we'll see and find out which champions sharks could be added and where. But can't promise anything for now.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So the big topic for Age of Magic at the moment and for a while now has been Clan Wars. It's probably too early to ask because I know people are working very hard for Clan Wars, but what are you planning or what are the aims after Clan Wars is released? Do you plan to release content focused more towards PvE or maybe take a different route and go PvE?
So here I think I can make you glad.
Yeah.
The idea is we are going to focus on both directions because we truly want to complete the campaigns and the value of treasures. We want to discover the story of Roland and Charizard. The heroes who will appear there are already under construction. The lore is written, and we are going to make these new chapters available in near future.
Okay.
And you asked about PvP. So we are also looking forward to this direction. The idea is we want to improve both tournaments and the arena in future.
Yeah.
It will be reworked and it possibly will be reworked greatly. So maybe we will add some kind of leagues or something like that.
Yeah.
So it will become challenging but rewarding for players at all stages of the game.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
So you said you are planning to release the other campaign acts, which I think is really good because we haven't got our maxed Roland and Charizard yet. But in the future, when you released campaign acts, you released heroes that could be farmed in the campaign acts. Are some of these new heroes going to be farmable straight away through the campaign acts?
I believe yes.
Okay, awesome. That's a good step. I think people would really, really like to see that happen again. So
just we'll need some time to make it perfect.
Yeah, no, take your time. I mean, as long as Clan Wars is good, I think everyone will be happy.
I hope so.
Okay, so my next question brings us to the new year. With the new year coming, that means the Lunar Festival is coming around again. Lunar Festival it's one of the only events in the game, but it was a very well received event. It was very generous in terms of gift boxes and the campaign, and it was a fun storyline for everyone. With Lunar Festival coming up, are you planning to re-release Lunar Festival, or is it going to be different to how it was when it was released the first time?
Currently, we are already working on it. Right now, I can't tell all the details, but I will provide it in the announcements. As for now, I can say it will stay mostly like it was last year, but there also will be different additions, and you can go to skins right now or in your game and see the new mask skin, which will be available at this Lunar Festival.
The new Mape skin?
Yeah.
I actually saw that and I was confused because I was like, that wasn't available.
That's it.
So that's already in the game?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Because I was looking at it and I'm like, I swear that skin wasn't in the Lunar Festival. So, yeah, I think you are aware because you are the community manager. People did love Lunar Festival. It was a really fun event. I do have a question about the skins though. When the Lunar Festival did come out, and you know this firsthand because I was the forerunner for it, the skins were very expensive. Are the skins going to be the same price, or are they reduced from what they originally were in the first Lunar Festival?
As far as the prices were already reduced when there was a skin sale, I think price could be reduced for this Lunar Festival, but I'm not sure it will be. So let's wait and see how it will go.
Yeah, because you did re-release the skins and they were at a cheaper price. So that's the set price for them now, and
I'm not sure right now.
Okay. That's fine.
We'll provide when I know.
I wouldn't be myself if I didn't ask you about skins in some way because I love my skins.
That's you.
Okay, so but we are definitely getting a Lunar Festival. I think that's
yes.
Yeah, that's good. That's what people want to hear. So okay, so my next question is about events. They Lunar and the Halloween event, when they were released, they came with the ability to participate in a new type of raid. In the future, does Playkot plan to release events with other activities that people can participate in that aren't so raid focused?
Oh, we truly love how events that are raid focused are going on because people are cooperating to complete them. That's really fun. But we are looking forward to add different game modes in the game in the future, like bashing one boss with clan or something like that. It's not designed yet and not decided to be, but it's always possibility for it. So if we add some new game modes, it's always a possibility to add it to the event.
Yeah. So I think it's just a general thing to have in most games like this, where there is one big boss that that players hit their heads against, whether it's a big world boss that every clan has to beat together or just a singular one. I think it's just always good to have. It's just something for players to do. So I think, if Playkot does decide to take that step, it'd be a really good one for the game.
Yeah, I love the idea, and I hope we will be able to focus on it, to discuss it and decide if we can do it.
Yeah, good. All right. Okay, so my second last question is about the community. You have people in the community like Taxa and Haruka, Longshot. You have Koza and Krython who run the cross-clan tournament challenge, and Kelpie who does the art challenge as well in Discord. That Polcho guy's pretty cool as well. These people are involved very heavily in the community. They talk to a lot of people in the community. When people like this bring issues to you about the game or concerns, does that information get passed on? Like, how important is that information to you? And does the development team take what they say to heart and to consideration and, not implement it, but, take what they can from it and help improve the game from that?
That's the way how it works. Because we truly appreciate the members of our community who are doing their effort for the community. The guys who hold in the challenges, gathering feedback and doing hundreds of other things. So you can be sure all the feedback is delivered to the team.
Yeah. So I think that's just important because a lot of people do feel like they're not heard. And it's not just those people, I think it's everyone in the community because everyone has their own opinion. I do know that it is impossible to please everyone. Everything you ever release, there's going to be someone out there that doesn't like it. But I think that people still like to know they're being heard, and that's the most important thing. Whether or not you can take what they say and change the game in that way, it's a different issue. But I think as long as people know they're being heard, that's the most important thing.
That's the thing we are doing.
Yeah, well, that's good. As long as you can keep doing that, I think people will be happy.
Thank you.
Okay, so my final question isn't really about the game itself. It's about Playkot.
Okay.
Does Playkot plan to release any other games outside of Age of Magic? Whether it's similar to Age of Magic or completely different, what are you looking at?
So, the team that focused on Age of Magic is going to keep focusing on Age of Magic, but we also have other teams who are focused on new projects. There will be different games in different genres. And as for now, it's nothing planned to be similar to Age of Magic, because Age of Magic is unique itself, and we are going to put our effort to develop it and make it bigger and greater.
Yeah, that's good. And can we talk about these little chaps out here?
Of course.
So I've heard on the winds, the Russian cold winds, that you are considering, or it's in development, a Age of Magic board game.
Exactly.
Yeah, and these little figures are from that board game.
Yes.
So these are the little action figures. We got Charizard, Blood Priest, Akrashat. We got Roland there, looking pretty menacing. Let's get in a bit on Roland there. Beautiful. We have everyone's favorite Succubus strutting her stuff. Rogar is just designed beautifully. I think out of all of them has the best color scheme to him. We got Tanita, Balara, Jag. Is that Jag or Torak? It's Jag.
Yeah, it's Jag.
Jag, yeah, that's right. And we got little Lucky here doing her thing. As you can see, we're missing Karana though. She's missing from the main team because, you know, Lucky is just a better Karana. So I think they look beautiful, and I can't wait to see what happens with these little bad boys. Anatoly, thank you so much for your time. It has been a pleasure. I hope that this has helped the community in some way, and I hope that players are looking forward to what's coming up in the future. So it has been a pleasure. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. If you do have any questions, I'm sure there will be a few. Feel free to leave a comment under the video, and I'll answer to the best of my ability. And wherever you are in the world, until next time, please take care of yourself.